Good day. Welcome to the BSP H2S Awareness training. This video is about H2S safety in BSP. Before you sign the attendance sheet, please make sure you measure your neck circumference. Record your escape set size on the attendance sheet and on the H2S training card with your name on it. The different sizes of the escape hoods are as follows. XS, less than 12 inches. Regular, 13 inches to 18 inches. Large, larger than 18 inches.
Good day and welcome to the H2S Awareness training. For the next hour, you are going to watch a video explaining the property of H2S, the risk associated with H2S, and the H2S safety protocol we have in place in BSP. This is a very important topic and I ask you that you please pay attention to this video. This training is targeting towards personnel accessing H2S Category 2 and Category 3 sites, where there is a high risk to your health should there be a release of H2S. The thing you will learn today may save your life or your colleague's life. At the end of this video, you will be assessed on your understanding of H2S. If there are any part on this video that you need further clarification, or if you have any question, please ask your facilitator. We will take the time to explain things in more detail. Thank you for attending and have a safe day.
Introduction to H2S. Hydrogen sulfide, otherwise known as H2S, is a colorless gas with a strong rotten egg odor. It is denser than air and can collect in low-lying areas. At low concentrations, the gas has an irritating effect on the eyes and the membranes of the nose, throat and lungs. At higher concentrations, H2S is highly toxic, interfering with cellular respiration. It is absorbed rapidly and on inhalation it goes straight into the brain. H2S gas is flammable and burns to form sulfur dioxide, which is also toxic. The Shah-Field Middle East incident.
The rest of my colleagues were busy in the workshop. No one was expecting the foreman Tariq to call us to help him at the pit.
Hi, good morning everybody. Come, let us go together. Please come.
The foreman told us to come and finish a small job and we would do the permit later.
The team set off, without a permit, to work in a hazardous area. This was a deadly shortcut. It was to be their last journey. Hydrogen sulfide, commonly known as H2S or rotten egg gas, is invisible, heavier than air, and deadly, even at low concentrations. Ramesh descends into a toxic death trap.
Ramesh was told to go down into the pit and fix the rope that had slipped off the valve. Then I saw him climb up the ladder to the second and third step, and then he fell down. The foreman called out to me, "Stop the pump!" I didn't know what was going on. I could see Tariq trying to lift Ramesh up, and within less than a minute, Tariq had collapsed to the ground.
Panic takes over. Kabir rushes down into the pit. Mustafa leaps down the other side, but the men have less than a minute of exposure to H2S before they fall unconscious.
Hello? Hello? What? Kilometer 58? Okay, I'm just coming now.
Hello?
Hello, there is a accident kilometer 58. Please initiate the siren immediately.
Emergency at kilometer 58. Please mobilize.
No tractor,
and everyone was shouting, "There is gas, there is gas." I was afraid, but I knew I had to help them.
When I reached to that location, I immediately came to know this accident is because of H2S. And I saw Sabar already there trying to lift Mustafa. It was really shocking to see all of my foremen and my labor lying on the ground. I was lost for a moment. I really felt that how this has happened as such. It was a big shock for me. It has really hit my life a lot. In fact, it is a nightmare for me. I have lost my own foreman and my labor. It is difficult to digest when you miss somebody of your own in your life. It was a very unfortunate incident which has touched my life for time.
I did not know that H2S gas killed my friends. If I had known this terrible fact, I would have jumped into the pit and tried to save them. I miss my friend so much. That is why I keep a picture of his son to remember him.
उसके जो बेटा है ना उसके तस्वीर मैंने लगाया I've just been informed that we had an incident at Shah, and unfortunately a very sad news. 3 of our colleagues and the contractor have passed away due to exposure of the H2S.
I have met him one day before, and afterwards, next one morning, I see him no more. Which we have stayed together for so much time, it's very difficult to come to a situation that you feel that he is no more.
Early morning, as we leave, we need to identify the hazards. And H2S is one of the big monsters that we need on daily basis to eliminate. If we cannot eliminate it, we need to control. And above all, if we cannot, we need to protect ourselves and protect our employee.
Each individual in the field has been provided with H2S detector. Even the contractors, even the laborers, even the drivers.
What are the risks we will be involved in this job first of all? H2S, hydrocarbon, oxygen.
Hydrocarbon industry is a risky business by nature, and safeguards are developed to ensure that we protect our employees and the contractors that they are engaged with us.
A lesson that came across, those procedures, there are times that, due to over-experience and complexity, that these procedures are not fully adhered to. And this incident is one that should never be repeated again and should not happen again to our operation.
We shouldn't be encouraging shortcuts. Shortcuts, unfortunately, are long cuts, and people are hurt.
Keep people being aware on the H2S and the consequences of having this gas is released. Also keep training. That's an important part of our business. training, training, and training.
Okay, tighten from the arm. Just pull backwards. Huh?
Gentlemen, you must remember that we work in oil industries. There are rules and safety rules available, and we must follow these rules.
ATCO permit system is designed in a full safe way actually. There are a lot of controls in place before anybody starts the work. We have a job performer, we have a job originator, we have area authority, we have issuing authority, we have gas testing. And all are independent. Nobody, a single person is not responsible for it. There are about 5 lines of safety involved to do a job. And if you follow that permits, you will never go wrong.
We need to safeguard our system from any future accident. We should and will never allow this accident to happen. It's our responsibility to avoid such accident from reoccurring.
These are some of the learnings we have gathered from past incidents. Do any of these learnings sound familiar to you? Do you do the job first and get the permit later? Do you know shortcuts are unfortunately long cuts? If you are an experienced person, does it justify you to take shortcuts? Did you know that fatalities involving H2S are due to carrying out rescues without the right breathing protection? Procedures and permits are there to keep you safe. These include H2S monitors and your escape sets. This video will help you to understand what H2S is, where it can be found, the dangers of H2S and how to equip yourself when entering H2S areas and what to do if H2S is detected.
H2S is colorless as a gas. It is soluble, which means it will dissolve in liquids. You must use caution when working in areas where liquid may be present, such as the bottom of ditches, tanks, and other vessels. If liquid containing H2S is disturbed, it may be released into the atmosphere. You must also be very careful around any liquids that could contain H2S, since a disturbance of the liquid could release the gas back into the atmosphere. At 1 to 20 parts per million, it has an offensive odor similar to rotten eggs. You may experience nausea, tearing of the eyes, or headaches with prolonged exposure at this concentration. Between 20 and 100 parts per million, things begin to get a little more serious. You will experience nose, throat, and lung irritations, digestive upset, and loss of appetite. Your sense of smell starts to become fatigued, and you will experience eye pain, tearing, and light sensitivity. Between 100 and 200 parts per million, you will experience severe nose, throat, and lung irritation, and your ability to smell odor will completely disappear. Between 250 and 500 parts per million, fluid will build up in the lungs. At 500 parts per million, there will be severe lung irritation, excitement, headache, dizziness, staggering, sudden collapse, loss of memory for the period of exposure, unconsciousness, and death within a few hours. Between 500 and 1,000 parts per million, there will be respiratory paralysis, irregular heartbeat, collapse, and death without rescue. Over 1,000 parts per million of H2S will cause rapid collapse, and death may be immediate.
Potential H2S sources in BSP. In BSP, H2S occurs in natural gas and crude oils, and is also produced from bacterial activities in the absence of oxygen. Our reservoir souring may result from injection of water into the reservoir, which introduce various nutrients for sulfate-reducing bacteria, or SRB, in the reservoir. These nutrients may include sulfate ions, particularly if seawater is injected, biomass or production chemicals. Water injection also cools the near wellbore of the injection well to a temperature that is more favorable for the sulfate-reducing bacteria. The H2S can then be transported to the production wells entrained in the produced fluids. Souring can also occur in pipelines, particularly in those that are not pigged or regularly biocide, in the process, storage tanks, or any vessel that is closed in and airtight for an extended period. In our activities, attention must be given to potential release of H2S from corroded pipe or equipment, wellheads, areas underneath or in nearby vents, when opening pig traps, sampling activities, pump and compressor seals and drain points, tank hatches and vents. BSP hydrocarbon facilities are segregated into 3 H2S categories. Category 1 is for areas where the H2S concentration in the pipe is below 50 ppm. Category 2 is for areas where the H2S concentration is between 50 to 500 ppm. And Category 3 is for areas where the H2S concentration is above 500 ppm. The higher the category, the tighter are the safety requirements to enter the facility. The category defines what controls are required, such as access control, escape sets, personal gas monitors and activities requiring self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA usage. In Category 2 and 3 areas, personnel must be in groups of 2 or more and shall not enter alone, and personnel must be equipped with individual personal gas monitors and escape sets. In Category 3 areas, half-hourly radio contact with the control room operator, or CRO, must be maintained. The buddy system in Category 3 areas will only be instated if decided by the risk assessment. At entry points, such as boat landings and main gates, personnel shall observe the H2S category signage. In large facilities, such as Scott, personnel shall observe Category 2 or Category 3 sub-areas which are demarcated by painted lines, perimeter chains or fences, and with warning signs at the area entry points. Activities which may encounter H2S in Category 2 and 3 areas shall be done under self-contained breathing apparatus, such as braking containments, confined space entry or sampling. Prior to entering any BSP hydrocarbon locations, you should check with the permit coordinator or HSE team on the H2S map and the category of the facility you will be entering. You are responsible to make sure you have the correct equipment in order to enter these areas. Each personnel accessing Category 2 or 3 areas must carry individual gas monitors. Prior to accepting or using the personal gas monitor, confirm the gas monitor includes H2S gas detection. The service expiry date and calibration are not overdue. The battery level is healthy, and bump test was carried out for the day it is to be used. The personal gas monitor is to be clipped on the coverall's top pocket and must not be obstructed. For ladies, the tudong or headscarf shall be tucked into the coveralls and must not block the gas monitor. BSP uses 2 major types of personal gas monitors, the Honeywell BW Clip 4 and GMI PS200. You must know how to operate the personal gas monitor given to you. This includes how to switch it on and whether the gas monitor is working properly. The next part of this video will show you how to carry out the checks on these 2 personal gas monitor models. If you are given the Honeywell BW Clip 4 gas monitor, follow these steps to turn it on. Press and hold button for 3 seconds. The unit will test the alarms and LCD. The unit will show the firmware revision. The unit will scroll through different alarm set points. The unit will return to main screen, showing heartbeat to verify it is functioning. The Honeywell BW Clip 4 gas monitor may be in travel mode to save its battery life. The monitor does not function when it is in travel mode. To switch off travel mode, press the hold button for 3 seconds until travel off is displayed on the monitor. The unit is now ready for use. The remaining life of the Honeywell BW Clip 4 gas monitor is shown at the bottom left corner of the display unit. It shows the number of months or days remaining. If it displays 00DD, which means 0 days, or 00mm, which means 0 months, then the unit must not be used as it means the gas monitor validity has expired. If you are given the GMI PS200 gas monitor, note that this model can be used for 2 functions. Firstly, it can be used as a personal gas monitor, and secondly it can be used to carry out gas tests. The procedure to use the GMI PS200 gas monitor for carrying out gas tests is not covered in this training. To switch on the GMIPS 200 gas monitor, hold the power button on the unit for 2 seconds. Once switched on, ensure that the GMIPS 200 gas monitor has sufficient battery before using it. A warning will be displayed if the GMIPS 200 gas monitor is due for calibration. Please do not use the unit until it has been calibrated. The unit will then conduct a sensor check. Wait until the sensor checks are complete. This is indicated by a countdown. The unit can now be used once the countdown has been completed. To use the GMIPS 200 gas monitor as a personal gas monitor, switch off its pump by pressing the power button for 1 second. The pump symbol, as indicated by the red arrow, will disappear, indicating that the GMIPS 200 gas monitor is operating in the personal gas monitor mode. All personal gas monitors must be bump tested prior to use. When receiving your personal gas monitor, ask the issuer to carry out the bump test for the personal gas monitor given to you. On hearing the alarm from the personal gas monitor, you must check the display on the personal gas monitor. If the H2S reading in the display screen shows more than 10 ppm, immediate action must be taken in accordance with the H2S emergency response procedure. This involves immediate donning of the escape set followed by immediate escape to your mustering station. The Avon NH15 escape set is stored in a sturdy case and enclosed in a vacuum-tight package. Care must be taken by the wearer not to subject the package to impact which could damage the unit. If damage is suspected, it must be returned and reported to the PIP. The packaging must not be opened unless under H2S emergency situations. Any opened or exposed units must be returned. As the Avon NH15 escape respirator can only be used once, prior to accepting the set, personnel must check the used by date. The Avon NH15 escape respirator is suitable for persons with facial hair and is suitable for those wearing glasses. Ensure you are not wearing any hairpins or other sharp objects that could tear the hood. It is advisable to remove balaclavas prior to donning Avon NH15 escape respirator, or if not removed to ensure the fabric is folded up above the neck.
This visual training aid will provide you with the information you require to enable you to use your NH15 escape hood correctly. It is vacuum sealed in a foil bag. The NH15 can be carried on a utility belt. The NH15 escape hood is a 2-size product. We recommend you measure your neck size to determine which size product is most suitable. Warning: sharp edges such as jewelry, fingernails, or zippers may damage the NH15 escape hood. Long hair should be secured before attempting to don the NH15 escape hood. Remove vacuum package from the outer bag. Tear open the vacuum package from one of the designated tear notches at the top and bottom of the foil bag. Tear in a downwards motion in one quick movement. Remove the NH15 from the foil bag and discard the foil bag. Open up the filter housing like a book. Pull out hood to fold out visors. Insert finger into the nose cup and open up the nose cup. The nose cup must be fully open before proceeding further. Place both hands, palms facing together, into neck seal. Stretch neck seal outwards, creating an opening large enough to fit overhead. If eyeglasses are worn, stretch the neck seal sufficiently to clear the eyeglasses during donning. If the neck seal becomes damaged, then serious personal injury or death may result. Pull the NH15 over your head, starting at the back of the head and moving round to the front of the head in one quick motion. Adjust the harness by grasping the back of the hood and positioning it so that the harness cradles the crown of your head. Adjust the nose cup on your face. The nose cup must cover both the nose and mouth to provide the optimum level of protection. If the hood expands and contracts when breathing, then readjust the nose cup to create a seal. Ensure that the neck seal is smooth against the skin. Nothing should be obstructing the neck seal. If possible, have a buddy check to ensure nose cup is centered on face. Harness is symmetrical and not twisted. There are no obstructions between the neck seal and the skin, such as hair, jewelry, or clothing. If you have long hair, you should make sure your hair is tied back before donning the hood. The date of manufacture is shown on the instruction label below this icon. The date will be shown with year first and then the month. For example, 2009/07. The date of expiry is shown on the instruction label below this icon. The date will be shown with year first and then the month and will be 5 years after the manufacturing date. For example, 2014/07. Do not use your NH15 after the expiry date, as the product has gone past the end of its life.
Female personnel wearing fire retardant tudongs may choose to either keep the fire retardant tudong on while donning the Avon NH15 escape respirator, or remove the fire retardant tudong, leaving only the inner head scarf on. However, the inner head scarf must be made of 100% cotton material. This option may be more comfortable and easier for the female personnel when donning the escape set. Any excess fabric from the fire retardant tudong must be folded up into the hood. As per the advice of the BSP religious counselor, in the event of an emergency such as gas release, it is permissible or considered darurat to remove any head coverage before donning the escape set should the personnel wish to and if it is deemed necessary. Especially in cases where keeping the head cover is causing difficulty or delay in proper donning of the escape set. At the end of this training, you are required to demonstrate you can don the Avon NH15 escape respirator set in less than 30 seconds. The Avon NH15 escape respirator set is to be used for escape purposes only. It must not be used for other purposes such as rescue operations or to be used in confined space operations. All individuals carrying out tasks or activities that require using the self-contained breathing apparatus must undergo self-contained breathing apparatus training. Self-contained breathing apparatus wearers must observe the clean-shaven policy and must not wear balaclavas underneath the mask. Teams visiting or accessing Category 2 or Category 3 areas must be provided with radio walkie-talkies. Personnel visiting Category 3 locations must maintain half-hourly radio contact with the control room operator or CRO. The CRO will log the half-hourly communication with the team in Category 3 areas. In Category 3 areas, the buddy system will be instated if determined by the risk assessment. The nominated buddy takes no active part in the hazardous activity but carries out the role of observer/safety watch to the work party carrying out the hazardous activity. In the event of an emergency or man down, the buddy will alert the control room, initiating the emergency response process. The buddy must be on standby with a self-contained breathing apparatus ready to be donned. One buddy should be assigned the duties covering a maximum of 5 workers. The buddy shall be positioned in a strategic position so that all workers allocated to him can be seen at all times. If more than 5 workers are assigned to an area, then a second buddy must be assigned. On departure from site, the following must be ensured. The asset, site, location entry register has been checked out and signed off. The permit to work has been signed off and work status updated. Relevant PPE, escape respirator sets, self-contained breathing apparatus and personal gas monitors are returned to the PIP. If you smell H2S gas, which has the rotten egg-like scent, but no alarm has been triggered, you should immediately inform your work supervisor and wait for further instructions. If there is a H2S alarm from your own personal gas monitor, the following actions must be taken immediately. Stop work. Don escape set immediately. Alert others. Observe wind direction via the windsock. Escape and muster. Inform the CCR via radio for further action. Perform a head count and identify any missing personnel. Follow next instructions from the OSC. This is the end of the BSP H2S Awareness training video. You will now be required to take a written assessment followed by a practical assessment on donning of the Avon NH15 escape respirator. To pass this assessment, you must get at least 8 answers correct and must be able to don the escape set within 30 seconds. Your assessor will observe and record the amount of time taken to don the escape set. Before donning the escape hood, for hygienic purposes please clean the hood with the cleaning swab provided. If you feel unwell and do not want to carry out the practical assessment today, please inform the assessor. Upon successful completion of the assessment, you will be given a H2S training card. Please bring this card with you when accessing any H2S areas. Your assessor will now continue with the written and practical assessment.